Bro, this is why. Bro, this is why multi.
Let me go live in an apartment in California. You stupid. What's wrong with you?
What's it called? Down here in Florida, there's an island that literally only billionaires and like top-notch millionaires live in. And the reason why they don't.
Ever make it big on YouTube, I'm never going to California. I'm probably living new. There's way more shit you can invest in fucking Texas, like down south than on the West Coast. Real estate wise, I mean, we're talking about fucking Amazon or some shit. Fucking Apple and YouTube in California.
By the way, I started streaming if you want to watch. But yeah, continue.
You're not there for that reason. What is your purpose of living in California? All the nice weather in Florida. Nice weather in Texas. Nice weather. Like, you go bend over this. You just thought the decision was like, well, everybody else is doing it, I'm gonna do it. Right? Oh, now you gotta put up 10, 15 videos a day just to make the rent.
Pretty much. I mean, look at Jake Paul. His.
You can be making like 1 to 2 videos.
Yeah.
You're making money.
That man, Jake Paul, he thought he had it all. And he moved to California, and then his YouTube career started dying because he made stupid decisions, and now he's broke. That man, Jake Paul, is broke. What's it called? He's trying to make videos, but he's not getting as many views as he used to. He used to get, oh my god, he used to get tens of millions of views, and now he's barely clocking in 5 million per video, and he's only releasing a video like every 2 weeks, and I'm like, bruh, you're gonna go bankrupt.
You ready, boy?
I am.
Man, listen, a mansion and everything, like, you gotta go bankrupt.
You're extra to deal with back here.
Oh no. There's no one outside. Shut the fuck up. Hold up, what? Oh, this motherfucker's trying to vomit. Look at this. Don't eat bad shit they're not supposed to, and maybe you won't vomit, you piece of shit, Poochie. Piss me off. Mario, no. Mario! Mario's trying to smell his mouth while he's trying to vomit. Dumbass. I don't understand dogs. Dogs are so fucking weird. Oh my god, shut up. God.
Inside, all of us.
What's it called? I think I told you I visit my old high school, Faith Academy, a lot. I went there Friday, and what's it called? What's it called? My old teacher, his name is Mr. V. He's really good with money and stuff like that. He teaches a bunch of math and everything, and personal finance and calculus and all that. He's an old teacher. I like him. So I went over there and I visited him. And what's it called? Apparently he was arguing with a student. Her name was Dariella. And he's trying to have patience with her, but she's she finished her quiz or whatever, and other people are trying to do their quizzes, and she's trying to watch Netflix, trying to watch Vampire Diaries. In the middle of it, no AirPod, not even AirPods. Not that she's even allowed to, but nah, she has the volume full blast. She's like, well, they should finish faster. And I tried stepping in. And what's it called? She looked at me, and I'm just like, first of all, that show's trash. Second of all, you should give other people respect. She's like, no. First of all, everything about you looks like trash. That's what she said to me. I wanted a backhander so bad. Eventually, like no, I started asking her like, you know, like what she wanted, like what's it called, what she want to do. Apparently, she wants to go into something with fashion design and all that, and I'm like, not with that attitude. But it's just the way she looked and the way she, like, how many fucks she gave. I'm like, all right, what are your grades? She's like, I don't have to tell you. And I'm like, all right, it's fine, it's whatever. You don't have to tell me. So eventually, I sat down. I started going on my computer and stuff like that. I started asking her more questions. She didn't think I was doing anything. She thought I was, you know, doing whatever. It's a call. She told my Mac. She told my Mac. She's like, okay, how much money do you have to loan off to buy that? I'm like, no, I paid it off in cash. Eventually, after a bunch of sounds went by, I'm like, okay, so you have a 69 in this class, personal finance. You have a 53 in economics. I can only, you know. And she's like, how the fuck do you know this shit? And I'm like, she said, you know, it's none of my business, but it's my business to find out. To try to help you out. As again, I started reciting the stuff. She's like, no, stop it. I won't still get to hear you. And I'm like, okay, well, they don't have to hear it, so what if they see it? So I pressed one button on my Mac, and it was transferred to the TV in the top center of the screen of the class. And I'm like, okay, does everything about me look like trash still? Dude, she could not say a goddamn thing. She could not say a damn thing. Her grades. And you want to know the funny thing? Apparently, everyone's like, you told me you had an A in this class. You told me you had a B in that class. You told me you got 100 on that test. Bucci! You're gonna... Bucci, you piece of shit. I'm gonna kick your ass. You know that? No one likes you. Not on my... I just bought that. Piece of shit. Trying to vomit on my damn... What's it called? I bought a new case for my Mac and he's about to vomit on that shit. Piece of shit. I feed you and that's what you would pay me? Anyway. So yeah. What's it called? Eventually, I got a phone call from, you know, my wife, Christy, and she was, what's it called? She also went to school, and she was visiting my economics teacher, Miss Elvers. So eventually, you know, I'm like, all right, once you know, she called me, and she's like, yo, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Mr. V's room. I'm toying with somebody here. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just come over here. She's like, all right, let me wrap up here. And she's like, who is? And then Dariella was like, you know, after I hang up the phone, she, who the hell was that? And I'm like, it's my wife, Christy. And she's like, oh, you're married? It's kind of hard to believe that. And I'm like, all right, well, are you dating anybody? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Well, it's kind of hard to believe you're dating somebody. She's like, oh, well, you know, yada, yada, yada. And she kept going on, and I'm just listening to her, and I'm like, all right. Well, my proof is about to walk in any moment now that I'm married. Do you have any proof that you have a boyfriend? And she's like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, I do. He went to a different school, and he's graduating. No. And then I turned around and I asked her friends, okay, have you guys ever seen her boyfriend? She's like, no, she just said she has one, and we just took her word for it, and she said there's pictures of him. And I'm like, okay. So then again, I went back on my computer. I was waiting for Christy to walk in. Christy forever, she's talking to goddamn economics. Talking to Miss Elvers in economics. You know, so whatever. So eventually, I got back on my computer again, and she's like, what are you doing, hacking me again? I'm like, I didn't hack you. I hacked the school. What's the difference? You know, eventually, what's it called? I got access to all the people that text her the most. The first one was her dad. Second one was her mom. And I'm like, bro, how do you text your mom and your dad the most? I'm sorry, bro. Like, did you text anyone? Like, how do you text your mom and your dad the most? I don't know. God. This woman, she, what's it called? Apparently, according to her friends, because I interrogated, she said, oh, she went through a really horrible life and stuff like that, and, you know, and she uses, you know, and I'm like, okay, so, you know, I want to talk to Debbie, and she's like, yeah, I had it really bad, so I had to get out of stuff, you should want respect, and I'm like, so your bad life is an excuse to treat people like crap, to talk back and disrespect your teacher, disrespect other students in the class as well, and disrespect me, someone that just walked in, that's trying to help you. She's like, how are you trying to help me? And I'm like, you'll see, don't worry. So, you know, eventually, what's it called? She had, I'm sorry, just her attitude and everything. Like, she's saying that she was broken on stuff, dude. She has a MacBook Pro as well. She has an iPhone 11, what the fuck it is. I don't know. I'm still rocking my 7 Plus. That's cracked. Like, I don't care. She has an 11. Bro, fuck off. She has a trying to brag on me. She has an 11. She has a MacBook Pro. She has AirPods that she doesn't want to use. She has earrings. She looks like everything about her. She looks like a spoiled rich girl. Everything about her just screams spoiled rich girl. That's just a bratty little bitch. Eventually, a woman walked into the class, and everyone's looking at her, and she's like, "Oh, is this your imaginary wife?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." Again, I'm not one to brag. I'm just saying she's like the hottest woman I've ever seen. Again, I'm not one to brag. No one believed it until what's it called? She pulled out the marriage certificate. I don't know why she always keeps that in her wallet for some reason. Anyway, yeah, or not wallet, purse. I have a wallet. So yeah, that's why I can't keep my stories right because I have so much shit in my mind. So yeah, anyway, let's go. No one believed it. Eventually, I was waiting for her, see more about her boyfriend. It was 5 minutes left in class, so eventually I kept scrolling through, and eventually I found someone on her contacts list who would be considered her boyfriend. Eventually, what's it called? She would not give me his name. Eventually, I found his name. Don't ask me how. Eventually, I found his name. I did just a small search on him. He does not go to a different school. He does not go to school. No, he does not go. He does not go to school. He dropped out a year before. He apparently lied to her. Apparently that he was working at a job and everything. That no, he does not work a job. He. Oh my god. He's been borrowing money. That's why I always say, because he cannot pay. He cannot find a job. He has been borrowing money. He's been taking out. He has 11 credit cards. I don't know how you can have 11. I don't know how you can have past 5. He had 11 credit cards, and that is what he was using to buy her a bunch of stuff to treat her like the queen and all this other stuff. And she all this time she thought that her boyfriend had this really big job and stuff like that, and that he got this. Oh my god. And you want to know the funny thing? When I tracked this phone, it was down in the atrium. The way my school is there's 2 top floors. The second floor and third floor, those are where the classrooms are. On the first floor, there's a cafeteria. If you walk out, there's an atrium, just a huge area, probably one of the biggest areas besides the church sanctuary where you go and you pray and all that, and the services start. The atrium is a huge area, a bunch of tables and chairs. You get to sit there and hang out. That is where he was. So I'm like, all right, well, school's about to be over, so let's go down there and talk to him. And I swear to God, we sat there. See, school ended at 2:45. We sat there until 4:15. The teacher even came. He didn't have to do any classes or tutoring or anything like that. So he even came down. And he was listening. Eventually, the whole fucking school was there. I was in the middle of everything. Because I was trying to resolve all this, because obviously she did not. I'm sorry. She looked like she had a little the happiest life, but she was not happy. And she broke up with him that day, because he lied about all this stuff, the debt and all that. And do you want to know the funny thing? She broke up with him. I told Christy to, run home real quick, because in my experience, at least, not my experience, but I've seen other people, my friends and stuff like that, or old friends I should say, when in these kinds of scenarios, she even admitted, by the way, and apparently that's not even admitted to this one thing I'll tell you in a second. And this one thing, you usually get expelled, not just from public school, but especially this is a private school, private Christian school. You will get expelled immediately. I wanted a test to see if she was pregnant. And what's it called? She went home. She got one of her pregnancy tests. She came here, and guess what? She took it. Guess what we found out? She is indeed pregnant. Do you want to know what I did? I don't know if this was right, because I could see she started crying and everything like that. Because I don't know. She finds out she's pregnant. I don't know if she found out or if she knew before. She didn't tell anybody. Because it was a really big, not argument, but it was a really big speech I kept giving and stuff like that. And then Christy came in. She gave a fucking 45 minutes, not 45 minutes. She gave a really long speech as well. Her and I, we kept talking and stuff like that, because we were trying to get to the bottom of this, because she did not look happy. She was trying to be this. It's my experience that no one acts like this. No one acts like this unless you're just a bitch. Sorry, you're just a bitch, or your life's just fucked up. And obviously it was the second one. Her life is just fucked up. She's given everything. Right after she came out of a life of being abused, her story checked out. Yeah, she was abused, just like I was, just like a lot of people are. Abused, hit, tortured, domestic abuse, all of that. You know, same way I was. I did not like her coping mechanism, which was to make other people feel down. She was, she was taken in by, she was adopted by someone else. It was a really rich woman, and she was just given everything that she wanted to. She came out of a life of poverty and despair and given everything that she wanted, and apparently that something clicked in her head, where she could be a dick. Eventually, I broke her down. I explained to her and everything. I even talked to her in privacy, and so did Christy, which I wasn't there because stuff she still hasn't told me. We haven't told you to tell her. That's what we do. Anyway, so yeah. What's it called? Because she probably was gonna explode. I don't know, for the baby and everything, because God knows, I don't even know how much money a baby cost. I wired into her account as a gift $10,000, and I said good luck, and that was it. And then we went home. It was a good luck no, because I highly doubt what's it called? Because I've met her mother before. She used to teach there until her husband, sadly. I met him a few times. He didn't work there, but I met him a few times. He passed away and he left her with a fortune. So yeah, but I highly doubt that she's going to keep her after this, because I know her. She does not handle bullshit, and I know for a fact that this girl Darielle has been lying to her this whole time about the way she's been acting and her grades and all that. Even though I don't know why she just go online and check her stepdaughter's grade or foster daughter's grades. But yeah, I know her. I know for a fact she probably won't be able to stay there, and with the kid and everything by herself, she's gonna need help. So that's why I gave her it. Was it the right decision? I don't know. But was I catering to her? Probably yes. But do I regret it? No. Did I teach her a lesson? I think I did, with the tears that are coming out of her eyes. Did I enjoy watching her cry? Kind of, because she insulted me when she said everything about you looks like trash. One other thing, the principal, Mr. Bill Caves, because he's still the principal there. What's it called? When I started explaining to her the whole story to him, because he was about to be like, "You'll get out," because he thought I was causing trouble, and I explained everything to her. Well, not to her, to him. The second I said, you know, that she said that everything about me was trash, he instantly stopped. That's all he needed. So I just, like, what's it called? He gave her, like, a referral and everything. Which referral was pretty much a slip for detention and everything. Because, you know, and I'll never forget, he's you know, he's like, all right, I hope you're talking to this guy right here. He's, like, one of the best students. He was salutatorian, like, 8 years ago. No, 6 years ago, sorry. He was salutatorian, like, 6 years ago. He was really good. He helped out a lot of people. And you know, he was just saying all this other stuff, you know, just he was on my side, and I thought he was gonna be against me. And honestly, I don't know. It's not like I can lose anything. I don't go to school anymore. But he gave me a detention. So yeah, he was actually on my side, and so I was not expecting that. But yeah, he was defending me and all this other stuff. And all the students, I think they, not that I wanted them to, and not that I was trying to embarrass her, but I think, what's it called? A lot of them, they were asking me questions before I was trying to leave. They're asking me questions. I feel like they all, like, what's the word for it? I don't know. I don't know if it may be in those 2 hours we were talking. Either way, I don't know. It was interesting, and I know it probably sounds really fabricated, but it happened. I don't know. It's not like I wanted that to happen. I was just visiting. I was just visiting. I did not want that to happen, but it happened, and yeah. So how did your Friday go?
That was fun.
Hey, there you go. Good job. Oh, okay. That's what, Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I went back to that trash can. Oh my fucking god, yeah. I went back to that and now I'm starting to save my money again because I thought you could touch it. Well, I can touch it, but it's something I can't touch, like go on my phone and move it.
I mean, if I were you, I'd have 2 different savings accounts.
But I got my credit card one that 300 is if I was to cancel the credit card, they put that back into my savings account.
You have a credit card.
Yeah, secure card.
What's called like an actual. What with Fifth Third or something else?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never had a credit card, so I don't know. Do you use it often?
I used to not use it that much, but use it sometimes. Now I don't even really use it.
Is there interest?
She needs it.
I know it's a really stupid question, but I know my mom, she used to, what's it called? She got a promotion from American Express where she didn't have to pay interest for a year. So I don't know if this is the thing. I don't know much about credit card, and was asking, what's the interest rate on that card? Please refrain from using that card if you can. See me, I've never opened a credit card. I'm not trying to. I'm not planning on it. I just don't. Here's what here's.
But I've been thinking that I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just cancel it because I know how to budget money and I don't need bills on top of bills on top of bills to deal with.
How much money do you have saved up in total with everything? Or do you just have one? Oh, do you just have one savings account? Just have one. See, this is the thing that I at least I learned that I was at least trying to explain to you. Again, because it's in my opinion, it's better to have 2 different savings accounts because you want to have one for emergencies. Let's say, I don't know, a fucking meteor crashes into your house. Or I don't know, like, let's say something happens. Like, are you planning to get a car in the future or no? Yes? You are. What, like an expensive one or something? Are you planning to get like an expensive one or a cheap one, a used one? Okay, so what would... They can be from point A to point B there. That's the right thinking. So what's your budget? 5, 6,000, 1,000, less?
Less than that.
It's what, like 3,000?
Like
3?
3 grand.
Okay. Okay. But down in Ohio, well, not down, up in Ohio, it's probably cheaper than down here. So 3 grand. That's not bad. So if I were you, at least, I already got a car, so I don't know. If I were you.
Stupid ass.
Again, the two different savings accounts. One for emergencies, where you just pile up, money here and there. Because what you want, because just in case you lose your job. Let's say you lose your job. I think I told you in the text. You lose your job, and you don't have you don't have an income coming in. You want to have that money that was saved up so you can pay all your expenses. I don't know how much your expenses cost. I don't know what your expenses are. Do you have your own place? Do you live with the grandma? Do you still share with your girlfriend? Like, what is it? With your girl. Do you guys split the expenses, or do you pay for everything, or what?
She pays for the dog stuff and the food, but I pay for like beeping it up. Her mom pays the rent.
Her mom pays the rent. That's not bad. Okay. Well, either way, you probably just okay. What if I don't know? What if, God forbid, I don't know, she gets shot, or maybe she loses her job, and then you lose your job, and then both of you guys are jobless. You want to have anywhere from 3 to 6 months covered in expenses from your emergency fund. Still, I have. I mean, sure, I'll give you a place.
You had to start out.
I wanna charge $5,000. Cause see, there are still expenses on that shit, so I have to make it. I'd have to make to charge enough to cover that and then make a profit. So, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I want you to rely on me because I want you to rely on yourself. That's the whole purpose of this. You know, it's not just you. It's not that I'm giving you. No one, like, I have, it's not just you, it's everyone. I've had a bunch of people, friends with with quotations around that bullshit, asking me, hey, can I just live with you for free, or, you know, yes, or this, or this, and I'm like, no, I help them. The same lesson I'm giving you, I give them. I try to teach them to live independently. The majority of them, if they didn't want to listen to me, they're still in debt, probably $20,000, either from student loans or them buying as much as they want. So, yeah. Smart. Well, that's a smart decision. I looked more into the credit. Okay. Do you know what calculates a credit score? What history? See. That's some of that stuff that you said was true. Some of it is not. Can you guess what was? Can you guess what wasn't true? Depends on the bill. See, credit. That's just one part of this thing called debt. The credit score. Let's just call it a FICO score, because that's what it is, a FICO score. Credit. Then your credit card. That's just one part in debt. You can get into student loans. You can get into mortgage. Depends on the mortgage and what it's based off of, or a car loan. Anything that can be considered a loan. If you borrow money, that contributes into your FICO score, unless you're borrowing from a friend that's off the books, then no, that won't be reported. But, if you borrow from, you borrow from a bank, borrow from, credit card institution, borrow from, the government for student loans, anything like that, a loan is being brought into a FICO score. So, there's different percentages, different factors that go into it. Debt history. Debt history will be 35% of your score. Debt levels, 30% of your score. Duration of debt, 15%. Type of debt, 10%, and new debt, 10%. Notice everything that is measured here is debt. It has nothing to do with your bills, because your bills is not a debt. That's just something you have to pay. Utilities or rent, that's not really a debt. Food, that's not a debt. Yeah, obviously, if you don't pay food, I don't think that'll really be, unless you die of starvation, but not like no. So yeah, everything measured here is only debt. It has nothing to do with anything else. So once you cancel your credit card, your credit score is probably going to go down, or it's just going to not exist. Is that a bad thing? No, it is not. If you go to a bank and you want to buy your own house, because the only thing ever that would probably be acceptable in terms of a loan, at least in my opinion, would be a mortgage for a house. Not a 30-year one, a 15-year one. Yes, it will cost more over monthly, but over time you will save a lot of money. I'll tell you the math because I did the math. I've done a lot of math when it comes to finances because I was living this new life. I like to look at the numbers because if I don't look at the numbers and I don't do the calculations or look at the percentages and every aspect in terms of finance, I don't want to do it. I'll just stick to living my rich lifestyle. But, you know, the second I came into this poor lifestyle, I wanted to see what I was dealing with. So yeah, I was gonna say something and then I forgot what I was gonna say because I interrupted it with saying something else. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what's it called? I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? I started saying it, and then gosh, what was I gonna say? It wasn't mortgage, I don't think, was it? Yes. Okay, well, let me find that. I have a notebook full of all this shit, the math that I took. Okay, so I did the math on. Okay, so let's say. Oh yeah. Are you planning to buy a house anytime during your life? Really? You're not planning to? Why not? Why don't you fuck with houses? No, not in Ohio. Not. Okay, I mean, in your life in general, if you move somewhere else, yes, you are. You would like to buy a house. Okay. Do you know why? Okay, would you choose a 15-year or a 30-year mortgage? How is it rigged? Okay, here's the thing that people miss. The how part. Because people see Shirabuchi. See okay, do you know Nation Star Mortgage, the company? Oh, it's one of the biggest mortgage companies in America. Nation Star Mortgage. I looked at their rates, at least down here in Florida, for a house. So let's say you bought a $250,000 house, and then you made a down deposit, because usually you have to make a down deposit of it. So let's say it's usually about 10%, but if my advice to you, 20% would probably be better. So let's say a $250,000 house, you made a 10% deposit on it, so $25,000. So you made a down payment. So now you only owe $225,000. So let's look at their 15-year plan versus their 30-year plan. Their 15-year plan, once you're done paying that off, it's about $1,899 a month. So $1,900, let's just say that $1,900 a month for that $225,000 house. Once you're done with that, it will be $341,762 that you would have paid for that $225,000 house. Let's look at the 30-year mortgage. $1,349 a month versus the original $1,899 a month. So you're saving about $550 a month. You would think that would be better, right? The extra 15 years, that stacks up. Once you're done with that, I did the math. You will be paying $485,636 for that $225,000 house. That's over half the cost. So yes, that $550 a month that you. Or what? Or you get your grandma to give you a $1 million life insurance policy, and then you you pay a black man like $500 to do an accidental car accident that would get her killed. There you go. No, I'm joking. No, fuck that. No, don't do that. But don't do that. That's your grandma. You probably love her. I say that because my mom and I always joke around about that stuff because she has a $1 million life insurance policy on me. So yeah, when she passes away, I'll be getting $1 million. Not, sadly, because I'd rather keep her than get $1 million. But I promise you this: if I get $1 million, and because I probably won't need that money, let's be honest, I'll give you what's it called? If you ever see like Apple Pay or some, I don't know, not Venmo, something, Zelle or some shit like that pop up, and you see like 10 grand or some shit like that pop up, you know what happened. That's what he said.
I got 10,000.
Mixed emotions. Like, fuck, my friend's mom died, but I got 10,000. What do I feel? Okay. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, there you go. You can use that to buy your damn car. And then, but yeah. So, what's better, 15-year or 30-year? In short term, that $550, that looks good. Like, yeah, I get to save that. I get to buy porn. Yeah, so in the long run, you can save $143,874. And you know what the money can be used for? A down deposit on another house. Either that or just something else. I don't know if you want to buy porn. I don't know, some hardcore porn. But yeah, so that's $142,874 that you can save in the long run. That's a lot of money right there. So yeah, always buy fixed rate as well because there's a lot of other mortgages. What's it called? Hold on, I know I wrote down. Adjustable rate mortgages versus a fixed rate mortgage. An adjustable rate mortgage is just depending on the market. It can bounce up and down your mortgage rate. So what if the market does really bad, like it did in 2007? That shit will go to climb up like 2-3 times more than it originally is. Probably 2008. One of the 2 years, okay? I know one of the two. Anyway, it's not like I was really around that much to care about it. Some shit like that. Wall Street, yeah, that shit fucking got RKO'd. Anyway. I did some math on it, actually. Throughout let's call it about 5-10 years. Do you know how much money you save if you use cash instead of card? It's the average amount in terms of debt and all that stuff. You save about 12 to 18. You save about 12 to 18% of your original income amount if you were to just spend cash instead of card. Not just because of the interest rate, but because when you have a credit card, you're more likely to spend more money. Because I have a credit card, you have a bunch of money. We swipe. I know that fucking shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's something else. Here's the thing. Thank you for saying knocks your credit score. That's something else I wanted to say. Do you need a credit score? If you were to go to a bank and take out a mortgage, I say bank, and I don't say something smaller like a car for a car loan because I do not believe in car loans. Car loans, that's no, suck my dick. I don't believe in car loans. Save up and buy for it. All right, I don't know. I don't know why you're taking advice from. I don't know why you're taking advice from me if I can't say English right. So take out the car loan. I don't have to take out the car. Don't take out the car loan. I can't fucking talk. God damn it. Don't take out the car loan. Do not take out the car loan. Always save up for it and pay for it in cash. Or do the method that my friend did, Dan. Just save up money. 20 months. Either invest it or just save up for it the regular way. Like I said, this is where that sinking fund that I was talking about earlier in the text and earlier when I was talking in general will come in handy. The emergency fund, put a bunch of funds in there for emergencies. I know you say you don't want to because you can go live with your grandma or whatever, but still, something happens. Something happens. It's always good for an emergency. All right, that's my opinion. I'm not forced to. I'm just saying that's what I did. Emergency fund, have a bunch, at least a few months of expenses in there if you want, or a minimum at least 1 month, or just something in general. Something's always better than nothing. The sinking fund, that will be for your car right there. Just anything else. You want to get new AirPods, a new phone, or a car at the most probably, or a PC, or a new PlayStation, a new TV. Like that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm saving for the new TV. Because I hate my TV. I'm planning to get a new TV. I was thinking, let's go. Did I send that to you? That TCL? Or did you just... That's the exact fucking thing I was looking at, goddamn. What the fuck? I was wondering. I was like, did I already send this to you? Like, what the fuck? I was...
One of the bus drivers I know was telling me about the fucking TV, bro. I just thought about whenever you want a TV, just get that.
I was thinking about that shit. $350 on Best Buy. The TCL, Roku, 4K. Yeah, I was looking at that shit. I have 4 TVs on Best Buy: LG, Samsung, Vizio, and TCL. I was thinking of what brand I want to get. All of them $350 or less. Roku and. Oh yeah, because it comes with Roku. But either way, no, but here's the thing. All the TVs they come with they're all smart TVs. So either way, they already have that stuff installed. It's just the Roku, because it's a built-in Roku streaming devices. They usually do it faster than a smart TV. Than the original software that's installed. Rokus do it better. Or just in general streaming devices. We got Amazon Fire Stick or the Chromebook, not Chromebook. What's it called? The Google Chromecast, or the Apple TV, which is extremely overpriced. The Roku, one of the best Rokus that are $50 can do the same thing the Apple TV for $180. I don't fucking know what the point of that is. Or a Chromecast or an Amazon Fire Stick. They all do the same damn thing. I don't know what the point of Apple TV is. They gotta lower that damn price. But yes, I was thinking, do you think I should get the TCL? Because I was looking at the Samsung. There's a website that I look at called ratings.com. RTINGS.com. They have specialized experts that rate. No, the website. They rate. They look at every aspect of any kind of electronic headset, console, TV, computer, you name it. 6 series? I was looking at the because I was looking at the 5 series. I know 6. What is the LED? One of the damn LEDs. No, because the 5 series. See, on Best Buy, it's $350 for a TCL 55-inch class LED 5 series, 2160 pixels, smart TV, 4K, Ultra HD, all a bunch of shit that we already know, and it's also Roku. That's everything I pretty much want. Like I don't need. Hold on. You said that comes with the Q. Was there a QLED and an OLED? I know there's a difference. I just don't know. Either way, this TV is already 4K, so it's compatible with my PS4 that's modified to be like a Pro, except not looking like a Pro. And either way, the PS5, that's good. Please tell me. Okay, did you see the information on the Xbox versus Xbox Ultra Series Mega 9000? That's whatever the fuck that thing's called. Versus the PS5. The PS5 is planned to be 60 frames per second. I think the Xbox was good. What was it gonna be, like 120 frames? I think it was. Do you know the stupid thing behind that? The human eye, the retina, can only register 60 frames per second. What the fuck is the point of 120? They're wasting their money. What the fuck? Xbox is so stupid. I swear to God, it's so stupid. While Sony, they're here investing in the speeds and the loading times and stuff like that, and the download and all that. That's what they're investing in, which is a lot smarter than investing in the frames. They already have the maximum amount of frames that the eye can register. What's the point of going further than that? Right now, with the PS4, are you happy with the frames? With just in general, the frames? Are you happy with that? It doesn't look bad. Why would you try to increase that? It looks normal. It looks like regular human life. Because if you really think about it, the human brain in the eye is just a fucking camera. It's just a camera that registers a bunch of pictures per second. That's all it is. It doesn't do anything different than what an actual camera does. That's all it is. Motion picture in real life. That's all it is. Anyway. But yeah, so I was thinking, because the TCL, see, I went to this website, and because I was looking at the Samsung versus TCL, because I don't really care much about Vizio, and I don't really care about, and the LG was already proven that it doesn't do that well compared to the Samsung or TCL. So I was looking at TCL versus the Samsung. The TCL does slightly better overall. The one thing it doesn't do as good as the Samsung is TVs. Samsung does about 0.2 better than TCL. But Samsung does movies better. I'm sorry, TCL does movies better and video games. And HDR gaming and PC monitor if I ever hook the PC up to it. It does not do sports better, but I mean, I think you already know who you're talking to. You already know who you're talking to. So, what do you think? Do you think I should go for the TCL, or should I go for the Samsung? Because again, Samsung, the only thing it has better than the TCL would be TV shows, but um, but the TCL does movies and video games in total better. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And it's not that it comes with Roku, so a built-in Roku, like a built-in Roku. It's a Roku TV. Which mean, so yeah, yeah, it's about the same price, Samsung and TCL. If Samsung was like $10 cheaper, then maybe I'd go for Samsung, but I don't know. I just really like the brand of Samsung. I've always had a Samsung TV. My mom likes going with Vizio, but I've always liked Samsung. So I feel like I'm betraying their brand, but whatever. So anyway, I'll put my computer, my MacBook away. Hey Mario, you're black. Shut up. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's all my advice. So again, if you're gonna save for a car or anything else, at least my suggestion. You don't have to take my advice because I'm just me. The depths. No, I'm not. What the fuck was that? No, I'm thinking something else. The sinking fund and the it's called the sinking fund and the emergency fund. I take it you're not saving up for retirement either, are you? Do you want to? Why not? Why do you? Well, at least the way I like to think that I'm going to live a long time. I think you would probably want to retire by the time you're in your 60s.
Trump got me.
I think Trump will be dead by the time you reach 60. And Social Security is probably not going to be around by then because we do not know how to manage our money in this country. So, if I were you, at least you don't have to do it now, but a lot of people like to start when they're like around 24. Like me, I started a while ago. I started when I was 18. Just in case I lose all my money, I'm not gonna have any money left over. I have a little bit of money for retirement. I always put 5% of everything I make into retirement. And I have that constantly in a fund. I invested quite a bit of money in there, and it's constant. I don't know how much it has right now. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's an instant deposit. Everything that I make, everything that's added in there, 5% is always taken out and put into this into their retirement fund. It's constantly investing in the stock, and it's a guaranteed bonus. Like not bonus, it's guaranteed to go up. It's never it's never going to go out down. That's the plan that I have with the company that I did with. But there's always different companies for every state, especially with the state that you're with, because the government likes to help you out with that. My mom, she had a retirement fund from the New York state. So when she even like when we moved down to Florida so many years ago, her retirement fund was still done by the state of New York. So maybe Ohio will help you. I don't fucking know. But again, unless the business you already work for automatically takes out money from your paycheck to put into retirement, then you're fine. Like that's why my mom did it in the beginning, and then she had to keep adding into it when she left her job for something else way back when, like 30 years ago. So yeah, unless your job already does that, then you're good. But if it does not, then at least my opinion, my advice, that helps. There's so many plans. Just look at the one that fits you. 401k is very good, yes, but there's so many different plans you can do. 411. Just look at the one that suits you. And again, you don't have to put too much. Just 5%. That's barely anything. But again, it's my advice. You don't have to take it. I don't like telling people what to do. This is just my advice to someone that I don't even know why. I don't know. So yeah, I hope I have enlightened you with mortgage, cars, saving up, the FICO score. That is something else I've wanted to say. What are you doing? You okay? You hear Poochie. You hear Poochie. That Poochie's not barking. He's trying to vomit. So, he's a small white dog. I don't even know what fucking kind of breed he is. I don't give a shit about him. I don't like him, bro. because he ate some bad food. He has a really bad immune system. Like Mario, I don't think I fed him a piece of dog food for like I give him leftovers of any food that we have, or I feed him carrots. And like I don't feed him actual human food. Shut up, Poochie. He knows he's not supposed to eat that kind of food, and yet he still eats it. He's more hungry than I am. I swear to God, he's always so hungry for everything. Piss me off. So I remember, yeah, he ate some of my chicken yesterday when I wasn't looking. That's sort of the consequences. He knows he's not supposed to be eating that. A little while ago, he had a certain Netflix. Oh yeah, it was teased that what's his face, John Diggle, would become not Green Arrow, Green Lantern. So yeah, Green Lantern coming up. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Well, not Green Lantern like Hal Jordan. I don't know if you know anything about. Do you know anything about Green Lantern? He's a superhero. He was originally in Justice League, like the actual group from the comics, not the shitty movie. So yeah, he's originally part of but that's Hal Jordan, a white guy. The black guy, who's another Green Lantern. The Green Lantern's like a group. They're people. So yeah, John Diggle, he's a Green Lantern. It was pretty much foretold the second we found out his name that he would become Green Lantern back in 2012 when that show first came out. I forgot you're into. I keep thinking you're. God, I keep thinking you're Alex. I forgot you don't give a shit about Arrow. You like Flash. Yeah, I forgot you like Flash. So what's it called? Do you even know who John Diggle is? Oh, okay, you do. Okay. Even then, you don't give a shit about Arrow. You like Flash. So your Flash didn't die. He did not die from Crisis. All the worlds were formed into one. There was only one surviving world from Crisis. Everything else perished.
That dude that said the Flash would die, he didn't even die.
The Monitor? I think he died. No, I think he died. He died.
No, I'm not talking about the Monitor. I'm talking about when you remember he said he was like.
Oh, so you said the Flash will die?
Yeah,
Not Barry Allen from Earth 1. Barry Allen from Earth like 800 or some shit like that. He gave his life to save Barry's, and he took his place. If it wasn't for him, the Barry, Grant Gustin, the one from Earth 1, he would have given his life, but not some other old fucker gave his life. I swear to God, I'm gonna kick this fucker's ass. I'm trying to talk to you. So one other thing. Okay, by the way, are you annoyed about me talking about finances, or you want to keep hearing what I have to say? You're not annoyed, okay? Because I know other people that are annoyed. Like, I don't give a shit. Stop telling me what to do with my money. I do what I want to do with my money. And then like a year later, like, hey, listen, I need money because I didn't listen to you. I'm like, what'd you say? So anyway, so anyway, that's why I don't like giving out loans. Oh yeah. One other thing that I have to say. Don't ever co-sign for anything. No, don't ever co-sign for anything. Not a car, not a house, not any kind of loan. Do not co-sign. My mom learned that shit the hard way. She co-signed a car for my grandfather, and that nigga dipped, and my mom was stuck with a $40,000 debt. My mom learned that shit the hard way. So yeah. Like I said with the bill, do not co-sign for anything. So, if you were trying to take out a 15-year fixed rate mortgage for your house at a bank, and you go, and then another one that walks in, you don't have a credit score. Okay, I'm not even finished done talking, but sure, go ahead. This doesn't even have to do anything with finances anymore. This has to do with this keyword, girlfriend. Um, Give me a second. I'll just call in. Hold on. You're hot. No, it's teriyaki steak. Shut up. Anyway, um, so this doesn't have anything with finance anymore. This is just my opinion. I know a lot of people think of it differently, but when you move in with a female, for a house, do you know what that means? That means you're planning to do this shit long term or forever. But what if your relationship does not last long term or forever? This is what if. I hope it does. I mean, that's what you want. Wait, what? You know what I mean by that. Till death do you part. That's the whole point of a marriage. When you guys get married, I don't know if you want to get married to her. I don't know if you think she's the right one for you. Maybe you love her. I don't know. That's you and her. You don't have to tell me. What you need to ask yourself is this the woman that I want to spend a really long time with, or maybe even the rest of my life with? Because a house is a long-term deal. Because let's say you move in with her, and move in their house. You guys pay it off, and I mean that. What if you guys don't pay it off? You guys are still stuck with that damn mortgage, and you already expressed it.
Like, I don't even know the details. I don't know how many years she did. Like, what if she did it her year? I'm not about to be stuck with that fucking bill.
And even then, what if you guys don't? What if the relationship doesn't work out? What if you're stuck? You're stuck without a house, without any kind of, that's why, at least, at least.
Like, you gotta tell me details. You can't just go jumping. Y'all talking about, I need this. Like, okay, we can sit down. We can talk details, finance, all this shit. When you start talking like that to her, it's like talking to a goddamn wall. She ain't gonna do it. She don't know about shit like that, so she's not gonna understand. I would have to sit down and have that conversation.
See, here's the thing. I really hope you don't take offense. You don't yell at me for saying this. Your girlfriend's thinking about, I own my own house. It's shiny. I live with my boyfriend. Everything's nice. That's not just her. That's just what usually girls think about. It's the guys that work, that bring in the big paycheck, the guys that have to budget and buy the food. That's usually what they have to think about. They have to think about the actual finances and stuff. That's what my dad had to think about back before he became a dickhead. That's the way I see most people do it. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. And I'm not saying every girl does that. A lot of girls do think about the finances. My wife does. My mom does. I've seen plenty, like Brandon's girlfriend does. But a house, that's long term. Now, the way you know that you want to do it long term with her is one simple thing: you want to marry her. I don't know where you got that from, but okay. So yeah, that's just long term. So you gotta think about that. So yeah, the house and everything, marriage, or just, if you're not getting married, if you don't want to get married, if you want that kind of commitment, you don't need that. Because I've seen plenty of people.
Yeah, that's all. I'm cool with a part. Like, if I feel like right now is certain stuff to me, like, she has to show me, it's like, okay, this is like a long time. I'm not, I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I'm not going to just like, oh my god, you know, it's just because you know, we had sex and all this stuff happened, so I'm just gonna do it with you. So that's me like, no. Smart money, smarter than most people think. I'm a very intelligent person. I just act dumb. I act stupid and nigga shit. I'm not good, not good shit because people think that I'm not very smart. Or they think, oh, see, he don't know. He don't know. Like my supervisor fucking tell, oh, just know your stack. I know what I gotta do, man. I know that shit. I got plans in my mind. I know people like this. I tell people what I feel like. Don't tell everybody you always deep in darkness. You don't tell. It's certain shit that you got that you gonna take to your grave. That you ain't gonna never tell nobody.
There's some shit that you don't know that my wife doesn't even. I don't tell her. I don't tell her everything. Okay,
Right.
I've
You
done
don't tell
things.
people everything. It's certain stuff that you just keep to yourself. It's like if you feel like it's something that you need to share that's life altering, then yeah, then you gonna tell it. But if it's something, it's something I'm just gonna say.
Huh. Hmm.
That's just the way I ain't gonna say with people. That's just the way men are. Like women, they just like, oh, they keep secrets, but if they say keeping secrets, I just say keeping, not telling everything. I mean, unless that's like your relationship, the way y'all been for years. Let's be telling each other everything. Okay, that's when you ruin the marriage, you ruin the relationship. There's some shit that people don't want to hear. There's some shit that they just want you to keep to yourself. Because you gotta understand, you gotta be willing to compromise, willing to accept people's feelings. That's the way people are. Because if you don't accept that, how you expect to be with somebody forever?
Hmm.
You're too busy trying to make them into something you want them to be instead of letting them be the person they need to be, which is themselves.
In fact, that's why and Christiana get along so well. We just accepted each other. I think day one, nigga, we accepted from each other, like way back when.
Exactly. Like that's why I see so many relationships fail with people. It's like, and then if people go to the internet, social media, and talking about, oh, I want to be this YouTube couple. What you see on camera is them niggas are pitching on the front. That's a show. They're entertainment. That's entertainment. They're entertaining you. You don't know what the people do off camera. You don't know how the people are. When they put on that camera, that's their job. They are working. They need to be the best version of themselves. When you can be cussing each other out, fucking fighting 24/7. When you turn on that camera, everything, all bullshit is over with.
Oh, but oh my god, it's funny because it's
I'm
true.
serious. That's how vloggers are. Like all bullshit is over with. Like we got on the camera. It's time to work. It's time to get money. It's over with. Like we don't argue. We ain't arguing on camera. Then you be like, oh, how they break up? Because people ain't who they are on camera. What you see on camera is not who people are. Don't believe the shit you see on the fucking internet. Like, come on, bro. It's 2020. It's the 21st century, and you people are still fucking believing what you see on Facebook. The moment that you think that some women in this world are stuck in the reality that YouTubers' life is the best life. That's why like kids growing up in this generation, I feel sorry for the kids because they go out on YouTube and they see that and they're like, I want to just be like them. I want to be making all this. They don't know the definition of hard work. Work hard. Do your best every day. It ain't about who you know, it's who knows you. You can know, I can know Bill Gates. I can be like, oh, I know Bill Gates. Yeah, I know who he is. I knew all the they don't know who the fuck I am. You want people to know who you are. You need to make a mark on life. Make and leave a legacy. It's just what you did, helping them people, helping that girl. She may not notice that you did that, or you may think, oh, well, you know, I don't regret it, but that just leaving that mark on her, she's gonna think, she's like, yeah, he was an asshole to me. Then she gonna think about it probably in a year or two or a couple years. Damn, he really did. He was right. That shit's gonna stick to her. Hopefully, probably not, because you know some children is just fucking they stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
But if it sticks with them, they're gonna I just need to get my life together. Fuck everything else. Fuck everybody else. If you're not trying to work hard or trying to do better for me, then I don't need to be associated with you. Just because people say that to your friend, don't mean they're your friend. When you went on that budget and you was telling everybody, oh, I'm going on that budget, how many people that you still call your buddies and your friends on PlayStation talk to you now because you're not giving them nothing? They don't talk to you no more because you're not giving them nothing.
Out of the 30 people that I told, like 6.
And that's your deal to show you how many people are truly your friends and truly going to support you in all situations at all times. I mean, that's 57 is retarded.
You, Psych, and then 4 other people. You know Psych. You know Last. PC, Riz, and all them. But other people, like Seeking, nah, that nigga dipped. That man dipped. I don't hear from him no more.
Imagine drop shot at you getting exposed. That's how people are because people feel like well, he can't provide for me. That's like someone. I just want a man that can take care of me. Why you want to be independent? How you say you're independent, but you want to depend on a man to do shit for you? How that work? I just want to know. See, people call me an asshole because I'm a logical thinker. If you call yourself independent, why are you depending on a man to take care of you? Then take care of yourself. Fuck everything else. You shouldn't be dependent on anybody.
See,
Take care of yourself.
see, this woman, Chris, what's it called? I've constantly told her, you know, because she always had the mentality of, what's it called? She always had the mentality of, you know, before we got married and everything back in high school, she wanted to get a job and everything like that. She didn't want her, you know, her man to be the only one working and bringing the money. And now, even before that, when we got married, I told her, if you want to get a job, you can. I'm not forcing you to, you know, stay in the house and just cook and clean all that. She's like, no, I want to. She's like, she says this style. She says she sees me as the employer, the guy that brings in all the money and stuff, and that she has to work for me. That's where she sees it. But there's not that many women, or just mates in general, that you'll find that would actually care for, like, I remember when I got sick, when, you know, I was, like, vomiting all that, you don't understand how crazy she was going. Like, she wasn't getting more crazy than my mom was when I got sick, and that was something. My mom would bring me to, like, what's it called? She would, like, eventually, after a while, she'd bring me to the hospital. Now, this, for my wife's crazy, she would bring me to the hospital first day. I coughed once, all right, take me to the hospital, let's go. That's what she would be. Like, you know, she actually, anyways, she'd always cook when I was hungry or something. Second, she was, you know, or if she'd see me checking her out, she instantly just took off clothes. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, anyway. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to, you know, you want to find someone that isn't reliant on you, but she helps out. She does 50. It's a 50-50 relationship. And I do think your girl and you have a good start because you guys are splitting the bills. 50-50, I hope. And you know, and that's what she wanted to do, or I don't know what she wants to do. Like the mortgage, that's good. That's what you and her to work out. But again, that's something long term. A house is something long term. That's why people don't think about it for a very long time. Trust me, I know. I live in a house. I paid this mortgage off from my mom, and then I asked Christy to come move in with me after I asked her to marry me. And because I planned for this to be long term, and so far it is. I mean, I'm still waiting for the argument to come because we've never really argued about anything really big. I'm waiting for it because everyone always says a good relationship always comes with an argument. We have not argued in. Fuck. Did she draw a knife on you?
See, the way I am, I don't give a fuck. Like, especially if I get really pissed, I'll just fuck around. Like, I'm just gonna be, like, because I know how my anger is. I'm ready to punch somebody or punch something. So prevent me from going to jail, from putting my hands on somebody, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna get on my game. I'm gonna do something to just stop. Because I know how I am. I'm gonna break some shit. I get, like, and the arguments And you gonna think I'm the type of parent, like if I ever had a kid, and I ain't gonna like whooping kids, nah. Whoopings, kids get immune to whooping ass whoopings. You sit there and you had that talk like you you ever had a teacher that just talked to you like you did some dumb shit, you know you fucked up, but you like really don't want to hear it in your mouth. And they sit there and you just and then you start thinking, damn, I should.
Pretty much, yeah.
I didn't have like when I was in ROTC, I had my sergeant. He sit there and talk to me. It's just like the talk, like I'm listening. That shit just hitting me like, damn, I should get my shit together. Like I should be doing this shit. And then ultimately because I wasn't my freshman year, I was fucking clowning. Like wasn't even going to class, just playing around, playing in class, not paying attention to what the teacher was doing. I wasn't gonna fucking pass freshman year. Probably if I wouldn't pass freshman year, I probably was gonna drop out because sophomore year I was ready to commit suicide, drop out, everything. I was just done with every fucking thing. I was going through hell. I was going fucking through depression, all this shit. And I just literally sat down, was talking to my therapist, talking to counselors, talking to my teachers, and it's like, no, just get your shit together. One of my teachers was like, listen, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna make sure you're straight. But you gotta help me out. You gotta work hard. You can't give up. You can't quit. You can't stop. You can't play around. You gotta be serious and be ready because you haven't graduated. You keep fucking around like this. At the time she told me, I probably wouldn't even fucking pay attention to what she was talking about. And then I started thinking, damn, all the people I'm disappointed about if I don't fucking graduate, if I end up dropping out. Like, just thinking like the long list of people I was fucking disappointed. And then the next year, I lost my great grandma, and I'm like, oh, fuck no, nope. I thought I was gonna be done then. I was just like, nah, I gotta graduate. I gotta graduate high school. I gotta go. I gotta be something because I thought my brother wouldn't shit. My brother didn't really listen. He smoked weed. He got two kids. He was like, his life was basically off track, and he wasn't really doing shit with his life. And I'm like, I can't be that. I can't be the next child who's like, damn, my mom kids. It wasn't shit. It was like we was just kids that just didn't do shit in school, didn't do shit with life. So I just thought, when I started turning my shit around, making sure I was doing my shit, I told my brother, like, bro, you got kids now. You got to think about your kids. You can't even think about yourself. I ain't got no kids. I can do me and just like chill and be laid back. Nigga, you got kids. You got offspring that you got to worry about when they get older and they get around our fucking age. Now, once you want them to remember, oh, damn, when they tell their friends how they grew up, you don't want them to have this lifestyle we have when we were growing up. It's like, no, I'm like, bro, just listen to me. Just listen to what I'm telling you. All right, bro. Now he's sitting there, he's going to get his GED, he's going to do this construction thing, and he's turning his life around. And I'm like, bro, I can't force people to work hard and do what they need to do. I can just only tell them from shit that I lived through, shit that I grew up on, shit that it's not fake when I tell people my mom was really in abusive relationships. I really watched my mom get hit by men in relationships. I really was in foster care for a year and a half. That shit actually happened. I really was suicidal. I did get placed in a facility for people that was thinking suicidal. I was in there. I went through all this shit. And I'm still fucking here. I'm a living person.
A living testimony.
Living testimony of what that I couldn't have been here 3 years ago. With me making it 23 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been here 4 years ago, actually. It was like 2016. Like 4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been here if I actually did that shit. Thinking about 4 years later, me having my own job, me getting promoted, being the success I got, and the people that I met, and the people that mentors that I've met, and all this stuff, and
Like, what are you afraid for? Pretty much.
Most impressive, brothers.
Pretty much. Okay, that was a lot of shit we talked about. Oh, I keep forgetting. I keep fucking. Oh my God, what's it called? The mortgage. All right, I keep trying to say this, and we keep getting off track. What's it called? Okay, what was it? The credit score. Because it's a common myth that you need a good credit score to probably get a mortgage, right? Like it's probably something that you've heard, right? All right. So imagine I'm not trying to brag here. I'm using myself as an example. Okay, me. I walked down to the bank, Fifth Third Bank, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to buy a house. You know, it's a house over there that costs like 180,000. And then I got my friend that walks in. All right, his credit score is like fucking really good, like 800 or some shit like that, right? You know, so he walks in. He's like, I'm trying to buy that same house. So me, someone that doesn't have a credit score, versus him, someone that has a really good credit score, who are they more likely to give the loan to? Why? Guess that can be reasonable, but not exactly in the terms of a bank. It depends on the bank, but most banks, they will give it to me, not my friend, but not exactly probably for that reason, even though that could be a factor in it. But because that is a factor, but it's more common in terms of credit card companies. I'll go into that in a second. But in terms of a loan, they would probably give it to me because See, here's the thing. Not having a credit score, that means you've never ever, because everything that I told you, all the calculations, all the percentages and everything, all of that is debt related. I could forward you all my money, all, not trying to brag here. I'm just saying the millions of dollars that I own, I own money. I have saved, that I've invested and I've gotten profits from, all the property, everything that I own. I can give it all to you, and your credit score will not go up 1 point, because you did not go into any debt. That's what a credit score is. There's this really popular guy, a guy that what's it called? This really popular guy. Do you know who Dave Ramsey is? Well, he's a really popular guy in the terms of the finance business. He has his own talk show and everything. He used to be so broke. I'm talking. He owed so many thousands, dozens of thousands of dollars worth. He owed so much money, from his house to student loans, from him and his wife. Him having them both having kids and being broke, them having to take out credit card loans, car loans. They had so much money in debt, and eventually they sat down one day. By one day, I mean lots of days, and they worked out a budget. They worked out ways. They had to starve themselves because they didn't have the money to buy food. They had to work out, and through so many years of trying and knocking out debts and everything, they went debt free. Eventually, he started a talk show. He tried to start something to try to help people out, to avoid what he did, or if they are in it, try to help them get out of it. Now he's a multi-millionaire. He has his own business. He's mainly, what he does is just a talk radio show thing, or like he goes around the world teaching people how to avoid debt, how to get out of debt, how to be good at finance. He even has a class that I actually took way back in high school for high schoolers, personal finance. A lot of the stuff I'm teaching you actually came from that, but a lot of it I just learned on my own. But he's really good. And I remember he said a story about how eventually, once he was out of debt and everything, after like a good decade afterwards, he ordered his credit score, his FICO score. He wanted to see, like where it was at. He got the letter in for his FICO score and everything, because that's the way it was back then. There was no internet to check. You had to order it. So after he got the letter for his FICO score, do you want to know what it read? He even showed us. He was on video and everything. He showed us what it read. Error occurred. We could not process your FICO score, because he had not gotten into any debt. They can't process it. There's no numbers to calculate. He does not have a FICO score because he is not in debt. I want to say the moment, because that's still fresh and you've still gotten into debt. But I'd say as the years go by and you have not processed any debt, no car loan, none of that. It wouldn't work. Your ladder would show you zero. You wouldn't have a FICO score. FICO score, again, with all the percentages and calculations that I told you about, what it takes into account of that score. Everything is debt related. If you stay away from debt, you don't have a FICO score. The reason why the bank would give it to me and not my friend that has an 800 FICO score, he's really good at paying off debt, is because they know I actually have money. I know how to manage my life without having to take out loans from anybody else. I know how to manage money. I have money. I know, and it's something that I can see when you're taking out a mortgage. The banks look at two different things. If you do not have a FICO score, if you do not rely on credit, they will ask you for your payments, all your bills, utility, food, all that, and then they'll ask you for your paycheck. If they see that you can pay it, there you go, you have the mortgage. However, if you don't have any of that, they will look at your FICO score and they will see how reliable are you. That's all it is. How reliable am I to pay off this debt based on my previous history on paying off debt, as well as the new debts that I currently have. That's all a FICO score is. So if you were to get a loan based off your FICO score, I don't know how high your FICO score is. I know you have to build it up as time goes by, and you're young, so I don't even know if it's high at this point. But they would be, your score would just say how likely are you to pay off that debt. But it is better to go for the other alternative, to not have a FICO score, to go off basically your income, everything you've managed with your own money, your cash. You've never borrowed anything because you know how to manage. You're good. You know how to be disciplined. If the bank sees that you're disciplined, they will give it to you because it is more likely that you will actually pay off. You'll actually pay them. You'll actually pay them. You'll pay the interest. You pay the full thing every month for the next 15 years. You know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because here's the thing: banks, they hate taking people to court. They do. I know it sounds like, oh, they gotta get their money no matter what, or they're gonna sell the house, yada yada yada. Nope, because there's one thing that takes into account of all that: lawyer costs. Those lawyer costs subtract a good portion of the paycheck that they would originally be getting. That's why banks and institutions, they hate it. So they would rather go with a more reliable person. Now that is according to a good credit score, because people that have a good credit score that don't pay off their shit, they usually can put up a good battle in court. They probably give the mortgage to someone that doesn't have a really bad FICO score, but someone that doesn't have a really good one either, because they're more likely to not pay it. It'll be a good case. They probably won't have to pay enough for lawyers because they won't need a lawyer because all the info's there. So no money for lawyers. At least they will, but not as much money as for lawyers, because the lawyer didn't have to do a damn thing. They have to lift the damn finger. So yeah, not as much money for lawyers, and they get the full check back. But, you know, again, we're not looking at that. We're looking at the variables. If you had an 800 FICO score versus me, that someone that doesn't have a FICO score, the bank will probably give it to me. I'm just using myself as an example. This goes for anybody. If you didn't have a FICO score, if your grandma didn't, your girlfriend didn't, Mario, if he did not have a FICO score, you know, you'd be good off. You'll be golden for any kind of loan, most likely. Me, I just don't like owing money to anybody. I don't. Especially to family or friends, because like if I owe money to family or friends, like, here's the myth: if you lend someone money or if you co-sign, you are helping them. That's the myth. The reality is that friendship, that relationship, will be strained or broken. And oh, do I know? I mean, it's like a Jay and I still think about the money, that $100 that he owes me. I still think about that. And honestly, that was kind of strained the entire time. With you, I didn't really care much because I knew that you were going to pay it back because I have more trust in you, not in Jay. But you know what I mean. And just in any terms, like my mom, she gave her family I swear she gave her family, her mother, which is my grandma, and her sister so much money. Expecting them to pay it back, and they never did. They got, what did they did? They got new phone numbers. Oh, thanks for the $15,000. Okay, new phone number, so my mom can't contact them again. You know, they moved to a different state or something, moved to a different city, new address, all that. There you go. My mom has no way of contacting them. Get that money back. Or my grandfather, she co-signed for his car. There you go. She got stuck with the bill because he dipped. And then I didn't get stuck with the bill, but I got stuck with having to budget everything, and because my mom was blind. So yeah. And she's home, so she can get out of this house. Okay, good. Alright, yeah, well, she's downstairs, so she got it. Lord knows I do not want to go down there. I'm tired. I just finished eating. Like, still here. So yeah. Again, I hope you not piss off at me because you think I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm just giving my own advice. I've given the same advice to a lot of other people, and I've gotten yelled at before because they think I'm trying to tell them what to do. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it, because they ask for my advice and I tell them what to do, and they're like, how dare you tell me what to do? And I'm like, then you just asked me. Anyway, enough with the finance lesson. Oh yeah, does your girlfriend still hate me? Oh. Nope. I re-downloaded Anthem for some reason. Why, I don't know. I deleted it later, I think. Yeah, I deleted it. I installed it thinking to open that they would get updated, but they did not, so I'm like, I'm out.
It begins.
God of War right now. Using a barehanded. What the? Yeah, that'll pay off for her in full. Who, your girlfriend? Oh, your mom.
Another wave on the right.
She never get a degree.
She's like 40 something.
Oh, what age did your mom have you at? Oh. Well. That's, that's tragic. See, and I always say I hate my mom for having me too late, and your mom had you too early. So they should have me a later time. Oh my god, I love that class as well. Yeah, all those shits. Cool. Before I guess, yeah, I'm not trying to get off topic because it's talking about personal finance and I remember Mr. V. Before I started going into more, like, depth with Dariella yesterday and breaking her down and all that other stuff, personal finance teacher, I started having a conversation with him about who would win because I know he's a big Marvel fan and he also plays games as well. I don't know, like one of the fewest teachers in the world that probably plays games. Him and I had a not argument, but like a debate, kind of like the basic class that I used to have. Who would win, Kratos or Thanos? He was Team Thanos, I was Team Kratos, and him and I were going at it, just turn down all. Well, that was so fun. He still thinks Thanos, I still think Kratos, but man, that was fun. Because he's thinking, Thanos has the gauntlet and everything, but I'm gonna give Kratos has a bunch of artifacts that can counter that, and even before Thanos has to use this. Actually, he has to close his fist, or he has to snap and all that other stuff. So Kratos can move at super speeds and probably stop him before doing that. If you wanted to take that into effect, it was so good. Like, I swear to God. While I was pulling up information, I was just talking to him about it. Oh God. So, what do you think? Do you think Kratos or Thanos would win?
Red.
All on your right, brother.
But there's some people though, Kronos, Zeus, all that. I don't know.
All good. What?
I'm trying to do this challenge in God of War right now with just fists. You got Damascus? What? I like how you. Oh my God, I don't understand you. You're like, I'm not getting this shit. I am gonna get Damascus. Yeah, I guess. Someone in the stream? Oh, someone to the stream. How you doing? Who is it? I want to get like Dark Souls or Sekiro Shadows Die Twice or something. Like, I want to get a hard game again. I already beat Dark Souls though. I never beat Sekiro. I'm just too broke to get it right now. on Popcast or something. Like,
The world time to go.
I might get on COD later after I'm done with this this gauntlet. I like looking at Kratos. If he's in Spartan Rage, he stomps on the floor, and everybody just goes flying. I swear to God. I'm sorry, bro. Like, he stomps on the floor, and everyone just goes flying. There's no... Oh, God. Sorry, my dick is just so hard. Now, let me, collect these hacksovers. Fuck. I'm almost done with all the armor sets in the game. Almost. I just have to get the Brock set. I like how I said, I just want to get like 3 or 4 sets. I'm like you. Like, you know, I'm not gonna get the masses. I'm not gonna get all those sets. And look at that. I have, Zeus, Ares, God of War, Sindri's, Valkyrie, the Smoldering Brimstone, and the Evaldi's Pauldron. And I'm gonna get Brock's later.
Shit. I went on the 10Q streak. Let's go play game over with them. 10Q streak, the game.
I'm gonna go sell all the stuff I have, including my XP, and then I'm going to hop on COD, because I need to play a different game. There's one person watching my stream. Who is watching my stream? Is that you, Alex, or Brandon, or something? Who is it? Who's watching it? Whoever it is, if you have my number or something, text me. If you don't, then... I honestly don't know what to say. Either that, or you're just gonna stay there and not say anything in the chat. This is like Jara or something, trying to be like, oh, sneakily, like, oh my God, I'm gonna spy on him. Piss me off. Shut up.
What's it gonna be this?
Lost items. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, alright, I converted all that. I have 14 XP. Oh, I'm a fucking broke. I have 4 enchantments, so I have 357,000 hacks over.
Twisting your arm.
Nice.
Alright, what'd you break?
So that's Brock's armor right there. I have 220,000, and then I need 170,000 for that, 170,000 for that. So hold on, what's 220? Hold on. So 220, 1, 2, 3, plus 170, 1, 2, 3, and plus another 170, 1, 2, 3, 560,000. So I need another 200,000 hacks over to just buy the set. And that doesn't even count upgrading it. That's a few more times in the gauntlet. Because the thing is, Brock and Sindri's, because they're both dwarves from God of War, both their sets are intertwined. You can only use one set of ingredients to buy one. So if you buy one, you can't buy the other with the ingredients. So instead of, but you can still buy it. You can't use the ingredients though. They just raise it in hacks over price instead, which is a dick move that the fucking company did. Because I don't even have the money for it. Like if this is any other set, I could buy this set, but no. They said nah.
Like, I ain't free
Firefly. Good. Invincible, earthquake, powerful. I don't know why I'm buying all this armor, because I don't know. I looked at all the other blades pommels that could possibly be useful. I already have 2 blades pommels that I could possibly like actually use, and then I have the 4 grips that I could possibly use that I actually care about. So I already have that covered. You know, there is something else that I wanted to get, but I never got. Actually, I don't even know. Who's watching my stream? I'm gonna end the stream in like 30 seconds if you guys don't act. Like, come on, I hate people that are that.
Just took 10 seconds, so it's like 20.
Alright, 20 seconds, guys.
That took another 10, so like 10 seconds now.
15. 10. 2, 1. Last chance, you got 10 seconds. We could keep adding to that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm ending the stream right now. Have a nice day. Dun.